A fanatic foeman, the Mahdi Mullah is giving England a sharp tussle. Odd character of Mohammedan leader in Somali Ali land rose to leadership from shepherd boy. Glimpse at his career. The Mad Mullah, whose forces have just been routed by the British expedition in Somaliland and 1,000 of his fanatical followers reported killed, is a most interesting character and is proving a troublesome and formidable antagonist for the Englishman. Mad Mullah is a nickname which the British conferred upon the Mussulman leader several years ago. But since that time, they have learned that he is very far from being an erratic, incapable, and irresponsible leader, and his nickname might indicate. His real name is Abdullah Akur. He is a devout Mohammedan. 4 times he had made the long and difficult pilgrimage to Mecca, when in 1898 he first came into prominence through his beginning style, the new Mahdi, which is someone that they know to be the bloodline of the Ali elders and Muhammad, at Aden where he was well known. In appearance, he is tall, vigorous, and with regular features. In fact, he has the giant physique that is typical of Somalis and display those fighting qualities which distinguish the Somali as easily the peers of any of the militant races of East Africa. Like David of old, he began his career as tender of his father's sheep. A Mohammedan missionary becoming interested in the promising-looking youth induced the father to permit his training to a religious life. On his first pilgrimage to Mecca at the age of 20, Sheikh Mohammed Salah, the supreme leader of the mysterious co-fraternity known as Tariqa Mahadia, became so deeply interested in the young man that he kept him with him, and Abdullah is now the favorite disciple of this important religious leader. He is a man of considerable learning. Instead of being, as is so generally supposed, more or less a savage, and has acquired extraordinary influence over the inhabitants of Somali, he has passed various decrees, of which one makes it illegal to be married by an ordinary Qadi, who is subject to the King of England. Again, the Qadi, who is subject to the Kingdom of England. He also freely excommunicates all who do not follow his tenets. There are a number of tribes which, while perfectly willing to live content and happy under British rule, just like in America, man. All y'all that are content, nah, man, y'all got to get up out of here. There are a number of tribes which, while perfectly willing to live content under British rule, are out of sympathy with aggressive warfare upon Mad Mullah, but they trying to get the land back. In the summer of 1901, the British forces under Colonel Swain won a victory over Mad Mullah near Hassan Ugaz. At the time of this paper, Noble Ali was 28 years old, brothers and sisters. So he knew exactly what was going on, more than what people know now. The Amexem Almanac has other demonstrations in regard to Mad Mullah. We have one with the image of him in a cage where they caught him and everything, brothers and sisters. But he was claiming the bloodline of Ali. Abdul is Ali, known as the father of all orphans, who adopted Muhammad. So this been going on before, during, and after Muhammad, but it's always been the Ali bloodline who is the Mahdi, who brings the truth. 1901, British won a victory over the Mahdi and scattered his followers, but the success was not followed up, and a few months later, Abdullah had collected the fragments of his army and had recovered his strength. The latest victory of the British is very similar to the one of 1901. If the British had not then been careless in following up the advantage gained, it is doubtful whether they would have been humiliated and distressed by the reverses suffered at Arago in October on the following year. Colonel Swain had penetrated as far south and east as Arago, and 2 minor victories over divisions of Mahdi Mullah's forces had encouraged him to underestimate the strength of the enemy. As a result, the British was forced to retreat after 2 desperate conflicts in which the enemy was barely prevented from completely annihilating the English army. This signal victory gave increased prestige and power to Mad Mullah, and made the task before Britain of conquering him more formidable than ever before. The latest victory, however, may be the beginning of the end of this crafty and keen Somali warrior, and result in Somaliland, which is now comparatively unknown and is wild and unbroken jungle for the most part, becoming better known and its boundaries more definitely defined, because they was colonizing. So this is just a perfect example of Noble Ali opening up a newspaper, drinking his tea or coffee or whatever, when he's 28, knowing that his Moorish brothers are getting killed because they're fighting for their land. And British, England, France, all of them, Portugal, the Order of the Cross against the 5 Moorish families, El Bey, Day, Al, and Ali. So yes, Islam. I'm not going to take up much of your time. Again, there's more demonstrations in regards to Ali Mullah because we have clippings identifying him as Ali Mullah. So Islam.